I just want to check to see the back end here, see if everything's working right. Uh, do we got sound? We do. All righty. Let's get this show underway. Hey, Andy, how you doing? Well, let's start this off the right way, folks. Ladies, gentlemen, pronouns, lend me your ears. Crazy Kid back for another live stream. And what a day it's been. Hello, Lost in Paradise, Caboose, John Lobley, Andy. How you guys doing? What a day has it been. Oh, there we go. Looks like Nightbot's working again. I guess I had to be live in order for it to actually work. So, yeah, just type in 949 and drop your links. Yeah, what a day it's been. It got light, then it got dark, then it got light again. It was like, all right, cool. Kiki and Jasmine, how are you doing? Yeah, that solar eclipse, that's something. Yeah, Nightbot is a bit of a pain in the butt, but it's easier for people to drop their link if they can just type in, something simple rather than go to their link, and then if they're not a moderator, it doesn't show up as a hyperlink. So, and then you got to ask the moderators, hey, can you go to their channel and give them a shout out? So, having a Nightbot just to do that's what I wanted Nightbot for. Yeah. So what a week. What a day. Like all of a sudden it got dark. So yeah, it's. I was watching some of it on some streams. I watched Caboose's stream for the Eclipse for a little bit, and just like here, it was a bit cloudy, so really never got to really, see the experience. Plus, I got a tree in the way. There's a tree right out in front of my balcony. So either way, I don't get to see nothing anyway. So, but yeah, what a week it's been. No, I didn't have no good view of the eclipse. Like it really didn't black completely out. At its peak, there was still that little bit left, and it was like, oh wow, we get to see the diamond ring. But it was kind of stupid because the kids around this area, they got the day off. Like I remember when it happened when I was a kid, we didn't get no day off. We were told we had to hide inside while the eclipse was happening. Oh, nice. Yeah, like they say, well, it's only going to happen, so often. It's probably not going to happen for another 20 years. Yeah, well, tomorrow's never going to happen again. Does that mean they get tomorrow off too? Like, it's just some of the reasons why they give kids days off is just like really ridiculous. Oh, that's cool. Hello, Nicole. How are you doing? Gordon Freeman, how are you doing? Yeah, it's something that like it, like you could tell that there was something in the way of the sun, but oh well, it happens. And they say it's going to happen again in 20 years. If I'm around, I'll watch it again. I'll go outside and experience it again. Like I went outside and just bathed in the sun. And then all of a sudden it got cold. I was like, oh boy. I'm doing all right. I'm actually I actually took a couple of leave there earlier today, and just to loosen up a little bit because it's been a long time since I've been this loose. I actually went out for a walk today. So uh, see, that's another thing, Gordon. Will civilization be around in 20 years? That's a good question. With the way that things are going and the stupidity that's going on in the world, can we really see, that far into the future for humanity? Yeah, Haley's Comet back in the 80s. That was interesting. I said, if you blink, you're going to miss it because that thing was fast. Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of. I've been recording a bunch of videos, and a bunch of them have been coming back blocked everywhere. So I gotta wait till the dispute wears off on them to find out where they go. Um, Today is John Snyder's birthday. Well, happy birthday, Mr. John Snyder. Bo Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard. I'm not sure what's going to happen next week. Let alone next. Yeah, nobody knows what's going to happen next week or even next year. Nobody even knows if they're going to be around for next year or next week or next month. So just, enjoy the day. Enjoy the time you have. In Kung Fu Panda, they said yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery, today is a gift. That is why they call it the present. And I totally live by that. Oh wow, great granddaughter. Yeah, yeah. That's that to have three generations alive all at the same time. That's awesome. Three, four. Be you, your kids, their kids, and then yeah, four generations. Yeah, that's good news, bud. I'm glad you got to see her, uh, you know, come to the world. Um, what else has been going on here? Oh, that's sweet of you, there, Andy. That is very sweet of you. If I ever get to meet your wife, I'm going to tell her you said that. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit better than last week. Uh, Last week I was like just drawn down by the pain, the stiffness, the pain, the migraines. Like I've always got a headache of some sort, of some level. But when it comes to like the muscle pains and stuff like that, that just drives the headaches even further. And today I actually got to go out and stretch my legs a little bit, and I was actually feeling really good. And I'm still feeling kind of good right now. Like I can still kind of move a little bit, but I can move a lot better than I could last week. I'll tell you that much. Like when I climb the stairs to get to my apartment, because I live in a 3-story walk up and I'm on the top floor. Normally, it takes me between 5 and 10 minutes to get up the stairs. Today, it took me about 3 minutes, and that's not because I'm like grossly overweight or anything like that. It's because the soreness and the stiffness in my back and my knees and my hips and my neck and my shoulders. It's just a pain fest coming up them stairs. Like I want to go see a chiropractor, but the chiropractor that I've seen here in the city that I live in all he does is just a few little things and then kicks you out. I'm like, how do you know you put things in the right place? Like, and meanwhile, I've been watching this Dr. Tubio on YouTube, and he actually takes X-ray images, and then as he's adjusting, I got to go this way. Like, I would love to go see that guy. All right, dude. Whatever you do, he cracks your neck and stuff like that, and he'd be like, "Oh, just relax, just relax." Hey, dude, you got the balloon. You do what you got to do. Hey, sunflowers, how you doing, Christina? Oh yeah, it's just. Did anybody catch that race on Sunday? RJ is actually doing a live stream right now, or he's scheduled to do a live stream right now. I haven't really spoken a whole lot with him lately because he's trying to grow his channel really as much as he can by reaching out to different platforms, and I've been trying to get my get my shit rolling again so I can get back ahead of the copyright game. So, I'm glad that you're more joyful these days. Is there any RJ Sandifer? Is there any specific reason why you're more joyful these days, or is there a new guy in your life that's making you feel like a princess and a queen? Oh. Yeah, I've been trying to do some of the exercises that Dr. Tubio says to do, like walk backwards for 15 minutes. Every time I try that in here, it's like I bump into a wall. Oh, now I got a headache again. um, and I try to stretch out a little bit. Stretch my neck a little bit here and there. And he says you shouldn't be popping your neck. You shouldn't be cracking your neck. And I'm like, hey, when I'm stretching my neck to get the stiffness out, if it pops, it pops. That's all there is to it. If it pops, it's gonna pop. Same thing when I'm stretching my back out, when I'm trying to roll out the stiffness. Yeah, if it goes, hey, that's what it's gonna do. Oh, by the way, everybody, Nightbot is apparently working again. So if you want to type in 949 to drop your channel. Let me tell you that if you didn't see the tribute to Toby last night, you're lucky. Ooh. Was it bad, or the way it spells out there sounds like they really didn't do justice to Mr. Toby Keith. Oh, very bad. Well, all I know is, like, from what I've seen on interviews and how much I enjoy his music, Mr. Toby Keith is he's a great entertainer in my eyes, and he was a pretty good guy. So yeah, while you're on Earth, you may as well make the best of it. John Lobley, Toby Keith is a country music artist who yeah, he's a country music artist who had a lot of really great hits. I did uh, a video, a reaction video about one of his songs. Um, which one was it? It was "How Do You Like Me Now." It was just a few days ago too. It was just recently. Luke Combs. Yeah, he's kind of one of them crossover artists between country and rock kind of thing. He dabbles a little bit in both, mostly in rock. And that's cool when they dabble from their main audience. I've never been to Nashville. I've been by it when I went down to Florida. Like my buddy and I, we drove down to Florida, and we took I-95. I think it was either I-75 or I-95 straight down to Florida. And we didn't stop in at Nashville. We went through it. We went through to Tennessee, Kentucky. We went through all of them. I like country music. I like classic rock, like 80s rock. I like some of the 90s and 2000 rock. I really like the oldies. It brings back a lot of happy memories of simpler days. Hanging out with my dad at the car shows, working on the car. It reminds me of those days. That's why I'll always love the 50s, 60s music. Um, when I was growing up, my parents would listen to a variety of music, um, just to like inspire different avenues and show that there's different um, different ways to look at and hear things. Uh, but yeah, I enjoy a great variety of music. Like I'm since I found Fourth Impact, I've been getting into pop. Slowly getting like not really fast, but kind of listening to a little bit of P-pop and C-pop and K-pop, but not a whole lot of that because I don't understand the language. Like the language barrier kind of holds me back a bit. But like I was always a big fan of the music from Michael Jackson, Prince, Paula Abdul. Um, there's a bunch of great pop artists from back in the day when they put out a song and I'd see it on MTV. I was like, oh wow, that's awesome. Can't just can't just listen to one. Yeah, if you're just listening to one genre of music, you're just looking at um what you're only looking at things in one way. That's the way I see it. Is if you broaden your horizons and broaden your reach of music, you can see like in pop music. Okay, there's a song that means a lot here. In rock and roll, there's a song that means a lot to me here. In country music, there's a song that means a lot to me here. Even in rap, sometimes you'll get that rap song that means a lot to you or whatever. I think it's great bringing the pop and the country music together. I think that's an awesome idea. Yeah, I'll bet with Sammy Hagar's uh, raspy voice, I think that would have been a train wreck. Like when Darius Rucker, when he went from Hootie and the Blowfish to Darius Rucker doing Wagon Wheel, which I am going to be doing a reaction to that because I love that song. I love his version of that song. Um, like, who'd have thunk it? Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish goes to country music and just explodes on the charts. It has been pointed out that Beyonce's Jolene has different lyrics than Dolly's original. Uh, well, there wasn't very many lyrics in Jolene, so, and it was basically, like you can't replace Dolly Parton's voice in that. She's gonna have to do something to change it up to basically, you know, have that song on her album and have it go good. Because Dolly Parton's vocals, I've always loved and appreciated Dolly Parton's vocals. She's just got that crystal clear, soft, emotional, and soulful voice. People are saying that Beyonce's version is, well, we all know what that's going to do to her career. Yeah, I'll have to check into Hootie and the Blowfish. Um, I'll have to check into some of their music. I really didn't hear a whole lot of their stuff when I was, coming through the ages. Um, so I'll have to take a look at that. But when you get into Dolly Parton songs like "Coat of Many Colors," "Working 9 to 5," um, you get into songs like that. You really hear that crystal clear emotion and soul, and it's just phenomenal. And even at her age now, she still sort of sounds the same. Like she hasn't lost that softness in her voice. She hasn't, she's still got that vibrance in her vocals. She's still got that vibrance in her smile. She still brings out that vibrance in her audience. She's just, and she's a humble lady. Yes, I've seen the movie. I saw the movie when it like about a year after it came out, and then it went out on VHS. And my parents rented it, and we must have watched it about 2 or 3 times. We were laughing. Yeah, "I Will Always Love You" was one of her chart-topping songs. And then when Mariah Carey redid it, Mariah Carey just, that was one of the situation, or one of the times where she took or somebody took a cover version and put in some flair of her own and made it her own, or made it their own. Mariah Carey's version of "I Will Always Love You," it's inspirational for those type of singers that desire to have them high notes and those long drawn carry notes. Yeah, so did Mariah Carey, I believe. Whitney Houston, yeah, she was another one that she. Hey, George Perry. Um, like Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, I believe both did "I Will Always Love You," and they both created great versions of it. But still, like, either way, like the version from Dolly Parton and the version from the other versions, totally different. Yeah, like I'd have to do one side by side. That'd be an interesting reaction video. Huh. That's interesting information. Like, can you actually imagine Elvis's deep voice singing that high pitched song? Like, he would have to change everything. It'd be interesting to find out the special meaning behind it. But so, how many people actually enjoyed the or got to watch the eclipse? Dolly can. Yeah, can you imagine telling the king of rock and roll, no, no, I don't want you doing my song. Well, screw yourself. It would have been like telling Michael Jackson, no, no, no. Oh wow. Interesting fact about Porter Wagner and Dolly Parton is Dolly Parton actually sued Porter Wagner for I can't remember what, but she also paid for his lawyer because he couldn't afford it. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty hard to see through the rain clouds, but there's still decent acquaintances to this day. Like, but that just proves the heart of Dolly Parton. She's got an enormous heart. Yeah, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, guys. Yeah, hit that thumbs up. Show some love. Yeah, that's same thing with the videos. When you see my videos, if you like the content, hit that thumb because that helps expand the reach of the channel. Every time you give a creator a thumbs up, YouTube sends that out to 7 more people that would not have normally gotten the notification for that content. Yes, yes, fully monetized now. Yeah, we're over 4,000 watch hours. We hit that a couple weeks ago, and yeah, I turned the monetization on everywhere. The only place that I put mid-roll ads is the live stream replays, because I figure, hey, you want to see it without the mid-roll ads? Come to the live stream. And I like as a default, I didn't put mid-roll ads in anything, just before and after. So this way, here during the reaction videos, you're not going to get like halfway into it and all of a sudden, boop, oh, we're gonna look at Hero Wars now. No. Elvis wanted 33% of the rights to the original lyrics and all the songs he covered. Dolly said no. Yeah, that's one reason why Dolly would say no. Dolly would give him the middle finger and tell him where to shove it. I believe Dolly lives in 80 Wild. Wow. Well, yeah, that'd be an interesting mayor for a town. Oh, mayor's got to go take a bath. He's got fleas again. Can't go to the town meeting because he's got fleas. Every time the mayor goes to the town hall, he's in custody because he's on a leash. What else can we talk about here? Well, spring is on its way, and my little peppers over there—they're about like this tall now. Please clean up after the mayor. And that's one thing I've always wondered. I even asked the CNIB, the Canadian National Institute of the Blind. I've asked them this: is who picks up after a seeing eye dog's droppings? Like, if the, if the person that's got the, walking around with a dog and they can't see, how can they pick up the droppings from the dog? Like, who picks that stuff up? The poop police. Something I never understood. Um, it's one of those things that like boggles my mind. Like, who picks up that dog shit after the behind a seeing eye dog? Because the person who's got the other end of the leash, they can't see it, they can't find it. Yeah. But heard that about Miley. Oh. Yeah, yeah. Miley Cyrus actually confirmed it, and so did Dolly. That Dolly Parton is Miley Cyrus's godmother. Yeah, that was. I can't remember where I saw that. It was on a interview or something like that with Miley Cyrus, and then uh, Dolly Parton confirmed it on her special. Can you imagine having Dolly Parton as a godmother? You want to make sure you keep your shit straight with that lady as your godmother, because you've been too far off the path. Um, I'm gonna keep doing the reactions for a while, until I run out of songs to do that that inspire and whatnot like that. I'm gonna keep doing that for a while. Um, I'm still gonna do the Monday, Wednesday, Friday until the end of September. Mainly because like we're approaching up on summertime here, and you know I don't want to be pumping a video out every day and basically saying watch my videos every single day. Plus, I also want to have some kind of a summertime too. So and get out and enjoy the. I want to be able to get out and enjoy the summertime. That's my favorite time of year is the summertime, because it's a lot warmer. Number one. Number two, I'm happiest when I am in shorts. When I'm wearing shorts, because I got this patch of psoriasis on the back of my left knee, like right behind my left knee. And when I'm wearing like jeans or sweatpants or something like that, it itches like a son of a bitch. And it's just uncomfortable that way. When I'm wearing shorts, it gets to breathe. So it feels better. Yeah. Yeah. You think somebody with Dolly Parton's money has more than one house? Chances are pretty freaking good. At least you can get out and join the summertime. I can't. All you got to be able to do is just walk out the door and just bask in the sun. Yeah, yeah, that was one of my favorite Dolly Parton quotes. It costs a lot of money to look this cheap, and she did it all because of a gimmick. Like she even said that in the music industry, if you don't, you could sound the best, you could sound really good, but if you don't have a gimmick or you don't have something backing you up or keeping people's attention, you're going to be gone. Oh, oh, that's unfortunate. Yes, she's a very super talented lady. Dolly Parton is a very super talented lady. She's a very humble lady. She's a very generous person, and she has one of the biggest hearts on the planet. The Impossible Dream. It's the live version, mentioning a standing ovation in a house. I'll have to check that out. Send me the link on my CK panelist if you can. Besides her look, I always thought she was genuine. Yeah, she is a very honest and genuine person. Like she tells you that everything about her is physically everything about her fake. Yeah, and a theme park named after her. Like yeah. Uh, no, I didn't see Coat of Many Colors movie. That'd be an interesting one to watch. That would be an interesting one to watch. I love the story behind that song, Coat of Many Colors. And shame on me for not doing a reaction to it, especially with a quilt like the one I got behind me. Um, okay. Hmm. Then in the chat box when this spools off after the live stream, just copy the link and paste it into the comment section in this chat box or in this comment section, and I'll get into that. Um, Sunflowers, are you talking about the Coat of Many Colors? The Coat of Many Colors was about Dolly Parton's um, up like she was basically poor when she yeah, it was an awesome song. Like uh, she was poor when she was growing up, when she was a young child, and they didn't have any money, so her mom had all these little stitches, and she just sewed them all together and made a coat for her daughter because she was cold, and because it had so much love and meaning behind the coat, it was her favorite coat. Yeah, I'll have to check that movie out because Dolly Parton's story is just she came from nothing and basically became probably one of the most inspirational people that you could drive inspiration from. Like just amazing woman. But as far as the channel, I'm gonna like if I get if I If I can scrape enough my own money together and buy a camera that I can walk around with, I really would like to do some interviews out in the like at the Retro Fest where we have people bringing in their old cars. Um, I'd like to do some interviews with them people, so this way here, like, because like I think it's interesting because like music and machines, or music and cars have gone together for so long. It's not funny. Like people cruising a drag, blaring their songs and stuff like that. I remember doing that when, back in the 80s and 90s. That was the thing to do, is just roll up and down the street, the main street of the city, and just, you'd be playing your music and just, you just run in your car. But that's back when fuel was, oh, how much was it? Between 30 and 50 cents a liter. And now it's like today it's $1.55 a liter. And it takes 4.2 liters to make 1 gallon. So now you're looking at $6 a liter, or $6 a gallon for gas. And somehow we still end up getting all these Americans coming over. Oh, look at how cheap that gas is. Really? We're going to your state. We're filling our fuel, our tanks up for $4. We see it under $4. We're like pulling it in. Hey, top it off. Yeah, the good old days of 30 cents a liter. Even then, that's still, $1.30 a gallon. But still, I'd rather pay $1.30 a gallon than $1.50 a liter. Even though I haven't driven in 15 years. Yeah, I'd like to do some interviews with some people, with their cars, and interview them about their cars. An interesting fact about the city I live in is just on the outskirts of the city, there's a place called R&M Restoration. And Jay Leno and a bunch of other stars have gotten their cars rebuilt by R&M Restorations here in the city I live in. And occasionally during the Retro Fest, you may see them. You may or may not see them, depending on their schedule or where they're at. They may show up. Like we had, like Jay Leno's been here a few times. Barry from Storage Wars was here with his car a couple times. Yeah, it's we get a lot of uh, there's a lot of people that do have these old cars, and they're fun. They're fun to look at. They're fun to hear. They got the mean ass mufflers and the mean ass, like the rumble in them and stuff like that. But when they light it up, that's a fortune in gas right there. It's like $20. Yeah, every time they every time they put the foot on the floor, it's $20, $20, $20, $20. Yeah, the tailpipe is spitting 20s out. Yeah, even I don't even think that's going to help, Gordon. With the way that the fuel prices is going up, it's almost like they're telling people you better go electric. You better get those really expensive Teslas, those really expensive hybrid vehicles. You better get those, those very expensive electric vehicles that at first they were having a whole lot of problems with the batteries. They weren't able to withstand the temperatures. But now their technology is improving, and things are getting better for those situations. It's just a matter of if you're on a trip, let's say you're on a trip from here to the northern part of Ontario, you're going to have to stop halfway at least twice. Like, you're going to have to stop at least twice to get to the other side of Ontario because it's so huge. And it takes hours and hours and hours to charge them things up. Yeah, they're pushing the electric, and it's not because of conservation. It's because, you know, fuel. They want the fuel for the fighting planes. They want the fuel for the armory. If we're using all the fuel on the highways, they ain't gonna have nothing left for war. Another thing I want to do, like during Retrofest, we also have bands come in, and we have this amphitheater in our area. So I want to go and show that and whatnot like that. That's another thing I'd like to do. Yeah, e-cars don't sell very well because people can't hear if there's a problem, and a lot of people really don't. When they hear something in the car, they don't realize that it is a problem. Like, I'll be standing outside out on my balcony having a cigarette, and I'll hear somebody go by with a knock on their engine. I'm going, ooh. Or I'll hear somebody with their brakes squealing as they're going by. I'm like, or I'll hear a grinding, and I'll be going, that's transmission. He's about to lose it. I grew up repairing them things. I did a whole lot of auto repair when I was younger. I wanted to become a mechanic. I wanted to be a mechanic when I was going to school. I just couldn't get the apprenticeship. Like, I applied everywhere that I could think of. All the dealerships, all the auto mechanic places. I applied everywhere I could to get an apprenticeship, to have somebody sponsor me. So this way here, my education wouldn't go to waste. And at the time, there were so few places that could sponsor me. And even those places were like, no, we're full, man. But like, I was doing cars up like crazy when I was younger. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, city work that's where you want to be in. You want to be in some kind of governmental, whether it be municipal, regional, uh, state, state or provincial, or even country. You want to be in some way, shape, or form in some governmental aspect because the pension is just phenomenal. But yeah, that's if anybody was to ask me now, what the best course to go in, I would say find 3 things that you love to do. Like, if you love working on machines, working on cars, working on food, study all 3 of those. Be diversified. Oh, for some reason I could hear problems in the when I hear a problem in a car, I instantly just find out where it's at and just dive right in and fix it. Like, one time I was I was actually coming out of dinner, coming out from a diner with a friend of mine, and there was these 2 guys with like overcoats on, like those long trench coats on, and they were dressed up to the nines, like they had suits on. and they just happened to be salespeople from the local dealership that borrowed one of uh, the dealership's cars. They had a dealer plate on it. They had the hood open, and they were like, "It won't start." And I was like, "Hit the key for me." I just sat there like this, and I was like, "I know exactly what it is." I went to my car, popped the trunk, got in my toolkit, and grabbed two rubber handle screwdrivers. I went back to him and I says, "All right, put the car on the on position and be prepared." I crossed the solenoid, went, and as soon as I hit them two screwdrivers together, the car started right up. I said, "Your solenoid's pooched. You need to get that changed." And they're like, "We had mechanics looking at this forever, and we couldn't get. They wouldn't tell us what was going on." I'll tell you right now, that solenoid pooched. And another time, when I was going through uh, some issues, my counselor, I was going through some anger management training or therapy, and my counselor, who just happened to be the wife of the crown attorney in my city, she was telling me, she goes, "Oh, my car's all, it's not working properly. I've been to the mechanic a few times, and yeah, you know when you know." Because I've been to the mechanic a few times, they flushed my fuel system. They did everything, and then we worked for a little while, and then all of a sudden it just stall at the stoplights. And I was like, "Oh, does it, when you go to press on the gas, does it like and then take off?" And she's like, "Yeah." Says, "Does it feel like it's got no guts at all? Like when you're actually going along, all of a sudden you hit the floor to get out and pass somebody, it almost dies out." She goes, "Yeah." I said, "I know exactly what's wrong with your car. You got water in your gas tank." And she goes, "How did I get water in a gas tank?" Everybody's got water in their gas tank. If you live in an area where you get snow or really cold or cool temperatures, that creates a condensation on a half empty tank, and that builds up inside the tank, and you get condensation. And the same thing goes with the tanks that are in the ground. You get water seeping in there from the rain. Everybody's got water in their gas tank. So I told her, I said, "My suggestion for you is to get a bottle of gasoline deicer, put that in the tank, fill your car up with premium gasoline, like high octane gasoline, and then get that sucker out on the highway." She did that, and it cleared right up. She goes, "That costs like $6, and it cost me 2,000 to get my injectors flushed." $6 is a whole lot better. American shattered records in November by buying a million electric cars in a single year according to the National Auto. Okay. Yeah, if you're just doing urban driving, yeah, great. If you're just going to get groceries with it, yeah, awesome. But apparently, some of these new ones, like the Ford trucks, like they show them on the commercials, and they're pulling some stuff. Like holy cow! But yeah, these new like they really come real. They've really come up with some really good stuff when it comes to their advancements in the EV vehicles. They just kind of weird. You almost want to put a freaking spoke or a baseball card in the spoke just so that people can hear you coming. Can you imagine that? But The thing about it is, like, when it comes to all that auto mechanic stuff, that's what my dad taught me. That's all stuff that I learned from my dad and just learned from doing it. Like, and my dad taught me how to do a lot of stuff. I have a great relationship with my dad. He's like my best friend. He's like one of my best friends. My mom, she's a great woman. She, we get together in the kitchen and we start cooking and stuff like that for family dinners at Christmas time and stuff. We have a lot of fun. I have a great relationship with my family. Yeah. Another interesting fact about the way that car dealerships are going is they're only building so many based on last year's sales. They're only building so many. So this way here they don't end up having all these batteries just sitting around doing nothing and corroding. So and that's one of the things that these auto dealers or auto manufacturers need to keep in mind is if they don't sell the vehicle, that battery's got to come out and go into a different vehicle. Ugh. Yeah, you best keep on top of your oil changes. As the viscosity in the oil dwindles, it allows shavings to scrape the shit out of the inside of your engine. And when it scrapes off enough, then you're going to really seriously have some problems. When I had my Chevy S10, man, I tell you, every 5,000 clicks, man, that thing got an oil change, and the oil would come out and it was still golden. I don't care. Get it out of there. Give me some new stuff. That truck never had a dark oil spot in it anywhere. I made sure that thing got its oil change whenever the 5,000 came around. I could be on my last few bucks, and if it needed an oil change, I got it. The better you take care of your equipment, the better your equipment will take care of you. Dirty oil blocks and the oil ways too. Yeah. Yeah, like if you wanna store stuff in used oil, fine. But you gotta clean that stuff off before you put it into a brand new engine. But when it comes to doing or keeping your engine oil changed, yeah, it's a very good idea to make sure that's. Oh, thank you very much, George Perry. I much appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, you want to make sure that your oil's good and clean. I hope you have a wonderful day there, George Perry. Um, what else is there to talk about here? Yeah, I still haven't heard back from that friend of mine who was setting up that comedy event. Um, I don't know. I haven't gotten any details of when he's thinking about it or when he's doing it. So I'm still kind of in the limb or in the wind with that. I hope he does it. Like hope he gets it up soon, so this way here, I can get myself ready for it and get some material going and do some practicing on it. And other than that, uh, what else have we got going on here? We got Paramore coming up. We got Brian Setzer doing Summertime Blues, doing Eddie Cochran's Summertime Blues from. He was the one who actually played Eddie Cochran in the La Bamba movie. Paramore Decode. A cover done by the Giggy Vibes is coming up, and Def Leppard Pour Some Sugar on Me is coming up, and then got some other ones that I'm working on, but I really I keep bumping into these Blocked Everywhere videos. So yeah, stop and go traffic or stop and go uh, driving is actually worse for your engine than it is for a long trip. You'll build up more carbon in your exhaust. You'll build up more carbon in your headers. You'll build up more carbon in your exhaust manifolds, all the way through, all the way down the tailpipe, and that'll choke your engine off. You'll build up more carbon even on your injectors and on your valves. It's if you're doing nothing but city driving, my suggestion would be to get a can of gas line deicer, pour that in your gas tank, fill it up with premium, and then take a trip someplace and blow that carbon out the tailpipe. That'll do two things. That'll bring the temperature up on your engine to the point where it will shake some of that carbon, that crystal carbon off, and blow it up the tailpipe. And it'll also reduce the amount of rainwater that's in your gas tank. So, and that'll keep your car running smooth. I've always said if you put um, a can of gasoline deicer in your tank once every 4 months, you're good. 3 times a year. And if you live in an area like mine where you get really cold temperatures and ice and snow, 4 times a year. The change of every season. And that'll keep your car running nice, crystal clear. The emissions will be lower. Your tailpipe will be clean. It just works better. It just makes your engine work better. Yeah, Brian Setzer Orchestra Band. This is just Brian Setzer by himself. I don't drive long distance because I don't drive on the highway. I never learned when I was driving. Yeah, like even just driving, like not on the freeway, but just on an open road that we get the temperature up and keep it up for 10, 20, 30 minutes. Keep the temperature up for about 10, 20, or 30 minutes. And yeah, you're going to do much more positive things for your engine than just driving from here to McDonald's to the grocery store and then back home again. Don't buy gas just after they had a delivery; you'll get less. Oh, either way, the water is in there. It just mixes with the gas. It just mixes with the fuel. And with the tanks, I don't like. I'm pretty sure this is a worldwide situation, but the tanks are always in the ground. You're always going to get that seepage. There's no way. There's no way to get around it. Eddie Vedder, nice, nice. Yeah, you're going to get that condensation no matter what, and it's just going to come up through the pumps. So a little bit of gasoline deicer, which is basically methyl alcohol, and that'll dehydrate the water in your tank. And bump up the octane in your fuel a little bit, and it'll make the engine run a little bit hotter for a short period of time. But after you get the carbon blown out, you'll notice a difference. Your car will run like brand new again almost. Like my aunt one time, she brought over her car. It was like spitting and sputtering, and it was having a hard time just making it down the street. And I was like, "Let's go to Walmart." Went to Walmart, picked up two cans of methyl alcohol, threw it in her tank. Went over, put $20 worth of premium gas in. We took it out. As soon as we got around the corner and I hit the gas, man, that thing had more power than they ever thought it had. And she goes, "What was wrong with it?" "Water in the gas tank." And it cost me, I think, after the $20 worth of gas, I think it cost me about $24 for everything. It was, yeah, right after the delivery, it's still like sloshing in there. It takes a little while for it to calm down. You know, wait maybe a day after they deliver to go get your fuel. But still, you're gonna end up with a little bit because you know those uh, those plates that they put on top, they don't really seal 100%. And a lot sometimes when they have to deliver during rain, they're going to get water in there anyway. So hey, it's just a normal thing, you know. But don't know what else we can talk about tonight other than hope everybody enjoyed the stream. Hope everybody enjoyed the eclipse. Um, thank you again, Mr. George Perry, for your generous donation. Um, and I guess we're gonna shut this down by saying I wish everybody peace, love, and happiness.